So out of the main cast, I feel like Lucy Liu probably got the easiest paycheck out of everyone because she literally has one line, maybe two at tops, and maybe like a few grunts here and there. And I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty positive she even did the Chinese dub and she still had like 1 to 2 lines max with, you know, a few action grunts here and there. And I'm picturing this scenario inside my head where it's like DreamWorks just calling Lucy Liu would be like, hey Lucy, can we get you to say these few lines and a few grunts here and there? But nonetheless, what is up, ladies and gents? Nate here, bringing you my review of Kung Fu Panda 3. It's so crazy to think that 8 years ago the first Kung Fu Panda came out. Like, I was probably 11, and I remember coming home after seeing the movie with my cousins and my family, and we would just mess around being like, oh yeah, I'm Master Monkey and, you know, Master Mantis and all that stuff, and we would just like play around. I feel old. Anyway, let's start with the story of Kung Fu Panda 3. So from a story standpoint, Kung Fu Panda 3 uses the exact same formula that, you know, Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2 uses. That formula being that there's a villain that knows Kung Fu that wants to destroy either the Dragon Warrior or wants to destroy something, you know, related to the Dragon Warrior. And when walking out of the theater, I thought to myself, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Because one thing it comes down to is that this is a kid's movie. Actually, I kind of feel like it's more of a family movie, but nonetheless, you know, kids are going to watch it too. But I'm going to give credit for DreamWorks for adding, you know, another subplot that actually worked pretty well throughout the film. That subplot being Poe's real father comes and finds him, and, you know, they hang out and they bond. But this doesn't sit too well with Poe's adopted father, the Goose, and there's actually a nice storyline between the three of them. But moving on to the animation, which it was gorgeous. You know, this movie and all the Kung Fu Panda films, you know, they've always, you know, were able to bring their A game when it came to the animation. But let's move on to the characters, which I'm only going to talk about Poe and the villain Kai. What I do enjoy about the Kung Fu Panda franchise is that they never like wipe away like the past movie, like all the experience that Poe learns, but instead Poe keeps everything he learns from the past films, but then he has to learn something new. But again, going back to the story, it's kind of similar to the first two films. But when you look at it like that, it's kind of daunting. But let's move on to Kai, which I feel like is just like Kratos from God of War. And I'm not going to lie, I actually enjoyed this villain. And what I enjoy about Kai as a villain was that he added, you know, more lore to the Kung Fu Panda universe. He adds this supernatural element, which I really enjoyed. And not only that, but he was sort of a badass. But anyway, let's move on to the acting, or rather the voice acting. That being, you know, Jack Black does another good job as Poe, but both Bryan Cranston and J.K. Simmons, you know, they do an amazing job as Lee and Kai respectively. Like, throughout the entire time I was watching this, I was trying to see if I could hear a little bit of Tenzin from Legend of Korra from J.K. Simmons. I didn't whatsoever. And one thing I dislike from the Kung Fu Panda franchise is that, you know, the Furious 5, each film, they always get shafted to the side. And what bothers me is that they have such amazing, you know, actors playing them. Like, I feel like there's a total of like maybe 20 or less lines for all the Furious 5 members combined together. And I'm pretty sure Angelina Jolie had like half of those lines. But hey, an easy paycheck is an easy paycheck. But my grade for Kung Fu Panda 3 is... it's good. You know, you can go grab your younger siblings, younger cousins, you know, take your family and go watch the film and have a good time. And honestly, the way the movie ended, I felt like this is a great way to end this trilogy. But from what I've been reading, DreamWorks plans for 6 movies, so hopefully they don't do that. And again, from the way the movie ended, I honestly feel like there's no way they can continue on Poe's story without it being shown that they're milking the series out. But hey, those are just my thoughts on Kung Fu Panda 3. Let me know yours down in the comments below. And don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter to be up to date with my videos. I also tweet some things, retweet some things. It depends. There's not really an audience over there for me. But, you know, I have it, and, you know, I would love to share my thoughts about certain other things that I don't make videos about with you guys. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this review. Thank you for watching. I truly do appreciate it. But until next time, skadoosh.